Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that your week is off to a great start so far. So today's video is going to be a new purchase or pass video. There are a bunch of new makeup releases, including a lot of fun eyeshadow palettes, which are always my favorite, and then some drugstore products, some high-end products, just a lot of things to talk about. So I won't spend too much time in this intro. I'll link everything in the description box below because I think the majority of these products are already available. So if you want to check them out or you want the price info, just check the description box below. I'm trying to hold off on placing any sort of Sephora order until later this week once the Sephora VIB sale starts. So if you guys have tried any of these products and you think they're worth the money or they're must-haves, please let me know. Huda Beauty is releasing some new eyeshadow palettes. So these are the Brown Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. They're $29 each. There are 3 of them. You can get them online at Sephora now, and then they will be available in stores on April 5th. By the way, this is so random, but I was actually able to get the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette for such a great deal. A few of you guys told me that it was on sale at Sephora inside JCPenney for, I think, 40% off, and that is obviously so much better than the 20% off. I was going to get it during the Sephora VIB sale. I kind of mentioned that on my wishlist video. It was either that one or a different palette, but I was able to get such a great deal. I think it was maybe $27 off, and I'm so excited I have that. I know it's a little bit of like an older release. I mean, it's only maybe a year old at this point, but I've been thinking about it ever since they released it. But anyway, the new Brown Obsessions palettes are really pretty. They are her smaller 9-pan palettes, and they're described as having swirls of toffee, caramel, and chocolate, and then there are matte metallic shimmers and a new pearl flake texture. These look really nice. They kind of put a fun spin on neutral eyeshadows. I've been so into neutrals for like the past year, and I just think every time like a really pretty neutral palette comes out, it pulls me in, even though I know I have a good amount of neutral palettes. So I just did my eyeshadow palette declutter. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it below, but I don't think I'll be buying one right now. I'm trying to be a little bit more selective when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I don't have any limits in place this year, but I feel like because of that, I haven't been buying as many as I normally do. I've purchased a few here and there, but I think I'm just going to skip over these. I do feel like I could duplicate a lot of these shades with existing palettes in my collection, but they are really pretty. So there are 2 categories in my collection that I feel like are pretty small right now, like after doing my declutter, and that would be my foundation category and concealer. I feel like I could use, maybe not concealer, I feel like I'm pretty happy with what I have, but I feel like I could maybe use just like a few more complexion products. Like I'm missing a few things. So I've been thinking about trying this new one from Fenty. It is their Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. It's $29.50. It comes in 18 shades. It's supposed to be a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint, and it's supposed to blur your skin and just kind of smooth everything out. So I saw someone using this on TikTok, and it's tough when it comes to TikTok because I feel like that beauty filter makes such a difference, and a lot of people who are doing foundation reviews are using that beauty filter, and the reviews obviously aren't as thorough because TikToks are anywhere from like 15 to 60 seconds. So I need to actually watch some YouTube reviews on this product. It sounds nice. I just don't know if it's going to hold up on my oily skin, and I love hydrating products. That's the problem. A lot of hydrating products look so good initially or for the first few hours, but at hour like 4, 5, or 6, it just like melts off my skin. I have some reviews coming where I'm talking about some high-end complexion products soon. That video should be up in the next few days, and I love how they look initially. They just don't hold up well. So I don't know if it will be the same case for this product, but it sounds so nice. I really would love to just embrace like more of a lightweight, medium coverage product, and there are some that I like, but in general, I have a hard time finding ones that stay in place well. So I don't know. Have you guys tried this? I'm thinking about picking it up during the Sephora VIB sale. It just sounds really, really nice. A few more products from Fenty. This is their Gloss Bomb Dip. So it's available now on their website. It's funny because when I initially saw this on Instagram, a few people were saying it had to be an April Fool's joke, and I think they announced it on April Fool's or like the day before, and sometimes you just don't know with brands. They either do something like really obvious that just could not be real, but sometimes brands do something that you feel like could be real. And I don't know, I mean, it's available now at Sephora, so apparently it is a real product. It's not so crazy of a product. I think a lot of brands have products that you can kind of dip your finger in and apply them to your lips, but their whole marketing behind this one is that you could like clip it onto your wallet, onto your belt, onto your clothes. I don't know, their Gloss Bomb is already so good. I feel like why do they have to switch it up? But if you do prefer lip products that come in the pan, maybe you'll enjoy this. I've never enjoyed them, especially after this past year. I don't know that I'll really go back to them, not only for like hygienic reasons, but because when you dip your finger into a product and apply it to the lips, you always have to like take a napkin and clean off your finger. I'd rather just use like a regular tube of lipstick or a lip gloss that has a doe foot applicator. I just will be completely skipping over this. Now, if you like the regular Gloss Bomb packaging, there is a new set that comes with 2 full-sized Gloss Bomb creams available now at Sephora for $29. That's actually a pretty good deal, because if you were to purchase 2 full-sized Gloss Bombs separately, that would be, let me figure it out. It would be $38 if you were to purchase them separately. So that's a pretty good deal in terms of value if you would wear both the shades. For me, I wouldn't wear both of them regularly. Bubble Binge is a really pretty dusty pink. I would totally wear that one. Cupcakein is a hot pink. I might wear it on occasion, but not enough to justify having a full-size version of that, because these are a little bit more pigmented. And I've kind of been into more pigmented gloss lately, more than I have in the past, but overall I just prefer more of a sheer formula. So if Cupcakein was paired with more of like a warm nude, I might consider it. But again, I am on a lip gloss no buy. I just need to kind of cut back on lip products for the time being. I have enough, and I have so many formulas and colors that I love. And until I can like wear them out again and enjoy them fully, I'm just trying not to buy too many of them, unless maybe I do like a specific review, but that just isn't likely for the time being. So I will not be buying this, but I'm still curious to try out the formula at some point. Maybe if they release like minis, that would be really fun. Melt Cosmetics has a new palette coming out. I always get excited when Melt does a new collection, because they just do such beautiful collections. They're usually a little bit more unique and interesting. This one is definitely more of like a gray toned smoky collection. This is their Mary Jane palette. There's not an official release date yet, but I think it's probably going to be around 4/20, maybe that exact date or around there. This is inspired by the dense tones found in cannabis smoke and the luster of crystal-coated buds. The palette will elevate your classic smoky eye with gunmetal and hazy crystalline hues. So when I saw this palette, I initially thought of the Natasha Denona Glam palette, which I am wearing today. I feel like I had to pull this one out and see what kind of like similar look I could create. Now, I haven't seen any swatches of the new Melt Cosmetics palette, so it might be a little bit different, but I feel like overall the color stories are very similar. I love the Natasha Denona Glam palette. Every time I use it, I feel like I'm just so happy with like my cooler toned smoky eye. And if you do a lot of cool toned smoky eyes, this is like the perfect palette for you. You can do something a little bit more subtle or go super dramatic. And I don't know, I can't tell if they are like very similar, or if this one has like some more golden tones in it. If there are any pictures of swatches by the time this video goes live, I'll post them on the screen for you. It looks like there are 4 mattes and 6 shimmers. And I don't know, like typically when it comes to Melt Cosmetics, I like their really colorful palettes because their formula is so intense and rich and pigmented. I feel like it is perfect for more of a colorful palette because you know you're going to get like a really vibrant eye every time. But I've been telling myself the next Melt palette I buy is going to be more of a neutral palette. And I do love these cool tones, but I feel like the color stories are maybe a little bit too similar for me to need both of them. The only thing I'm thinking is the formulas are so different. Like I said, Melt's formula is very rich and intense and pigmented, and Natasha Denona's formula is pigmented, but it's very blendable and so smooth on the eyes. I think I like Natasha Denona's formula a little bit better. So, you know, I think I'm probably set with the Glam palette. I think I just answered it for myself, but it does look pretty. So once I see swatches, I'll make up my mind for sure. But I think for now I might skip over it, but I do think it looks really gorgeous. There are also some glitter shadows that are part of this collection. There are 3 different glitter pots. They are multi-dimensional glitters with intensity, and it says that it's a sheer gel-like base. I won't be buying those just because I don't wear glitter very often, but I do think the collection as a whole is really pretty. Stila is also releasing new eyeshadow palettes. So they each come with 8 shadows for $36. It's been a while since Stila has really released anything that has jumped out at me. I've never been like the biggest Stila eyeshadow formula fan. I haven't tried their eyeshadow formula in years, so I don't know if it's any different than it used to be, but I feel like they were always just kind of okay. I like that they're doing something a little bit different because I feel like Stila has kind of fallen under the radar. I still like their liquid lipsticks, and of course their liquid glitter shadows have always been really nice too, but I do think it's kind of nice they're kind of branching out, doing something a little bit different. The Camouflage Beauty palette has some cooler tones, a coral shade. It's kind of more of a mix. The Nobility palette is like more of a warm toned blush palette. They look pretty, they really do. I don't know, I just feel like there are so many eyeshadow palettes out right now that I feel like I'd rather go with a palette that really jumps out at me or a formula I know I love rather than one that I'm not really that interested in. So I won't be buying these, but I do like that they're kind of doing something a little bit different. Maybe they're trying to kind of reinvent themselves because it's been a while since I've seen eyeshadow palettes from them. Now, a brand that has been jumping out at me is definitely Artist Couture. They make some gorgeous products. Their collections are so pretty, and it's definitely a brand I want to try more in 2021. They just did these face palettes for spring. They are available now on the Artist Couture website, and they're coming to Sephora in April. If they're at Sephora now, I'll link them in the description box below as well. But these are the Love Spring face palettes. They're $34 each. Each one comes with 3 products, 2 satin blushes and 1 luminous blush. I really want one of these. I don't usually buy blush palettes, but I do feel like I would wear all 3 of these colors, especially because they are satin and luminous blushes and not matte blushes. I tend to skip over matte blushes, and I'm really drawn in by them. The Ethereal Bloom palette, which I don't think was technically part of this collection, it was released maybe a few weeks ago, is available now at Sephora. So I'm thinking about buying that one. Maybe I'll buy that palette and one of these face palettes as well. I think they're all just such pretty colors for spring and summer. They're a little bit brighter, and I feel like I've kind of fallen into like this neutral rut for a while. And whenever I wear color, it just makes me happy. So I might grab them during the Sephora VIB sale. Of course, I wanted to mention the Ofra Samantha March collection. I am so excited for Sam. I did a full review on the collection. If you guys want to check out, I'll link it in the description box below. But she did such a beautiful job on this. There is a really beautiful eye and face palette that comes with 8 different eyeshadows, 3 cheek products, and then also a lip gloss set that comes with 3 lip glosses. You can buy the products on Ofra's website, and you can also get like the PR box set, so you get everything for a discounted price, or you can buy the products at Ulta, which is amazing. And I just think the collection as a whole is really beautiful. If you like purpley pink eyeshadow like I do, like Sam does, you will love the palette. I am so impressed by the formula. It's just very, very blendable, and sometimes purple shadows can be hard to work with. They can be very patchy, but these shadows blend out effortlessly. They're so easy to work with. And the cheek products in the palette are also very blendable. They're really buildable too. I was so excited for Sam because the collection sold out so fast, both on Ofra's website and on Ulta's website. So I think a lot of people are definitely curious to try it out, and I think that they will be really happy with it. If you guys try it out, I think you'll really enjoy it too. I know that she has a code with Ofra. I think it's just her name, Samantha, so you can save an extra 20% and get a really great discount, but I'll link those in the description box below. And if you guys want to check out my video for my thoughts on it, I'll link that below as well. But congratulations again to Sam. It's such a pretty collection, and I'm so happy to see that people are loving it as well. Also at Ulta is this new collection from Milani. This is their Gone Glamping Gilded Getaway eyeshadow palette. It's $19.99. There are also some eyeshadow sticks, which I'll talk about in a second. The packaging is super cute. I like this. I think it's fun. I feel like Milani, I say this a lot, but I feel like the brand as a whole is so underrated. I know people love Milani. They've been around for a while, but I feel like when it comes to drugstore brands, they kind of get skipped over or glossed over a lot, and I think they have some really good quality products. This collection is a little bit different from them, but I like it. It's inspired by the towering trees of Yosemite, the earthy desert of Joshua Tree, and the Mojave Desert sunsets. So it's described as a hyper pigment palette, which is interesting because I haven't tried a ton of Milani eyeshadows. I did recently get the Milani All-Inclusive Face Palette, and I did do a video on it. If you want to check it out, I'll link it below as well. The eyeshadows were really pretty, so blendable, but very, very light. Like you had to build them up over and over to get any sort of pigmentation. I know some people like shadows like that, but I was kind of surprised to see how subtle they were. So this one could be different because they're describing it as a hyperpigmented palette. I don't know if the formula is going to be different. So for that reason, I am curious to try it out. I personally love really pigmented eyeshadows. I would usually choose pigment over like more of a buildable shadow just because I do like my eye looks to look pretty saturated overall. I think I'll wait for some reviews. Like this doesn't feel like a palette that I feel like I have to have in my collection. It's just something I'm curious about. So I don't know that I'll grab it. I'm just wondering how the quality is, and I do think it is a cute collection. There are also 4 shadow sticks that are part of this collection for $6.99 each. I feel like so many brands have been doing shadow sticks lately. I don't know if they've always been around and I just haven't been curious about them, but I recently tried e.l.f.'s shadow sticks. I also tried ColourPop. I recently tried the About Face shadow sticks. I have a review coming on some Halsey products soon. So I don't think I'll grab these just because I do have a few in my collection right now, but I feel like every brand is releasing them lately. Speaking of e.l.f., they are coming out with a new collab on April 5th. This is their collab with Jen Atkin, who is the founder of Way Hair Care. I have tried some of their products in the past. It seems like a little bit of a random collab, so I don't think I've really seen anything like behind the collab or like why they teamed up, so I'll have to look for that. But I'll be honest, I think that some of these products look nice, but after their Chipotle collab, which was just a lot of fun, I do feel like it's a little bit lackluster, but I also think this collection is going to appeal to the people who the Chipotle collab didn't appeal to. Like, they're obviously very different. The Chipotle collab was like a little bit out of the box, really colorful and bright and fun, and this collab is maybe a little bit more classic. That being said, there are some products I want to try. I actually did just get this in the mail as PR. I don't always get new products in the mail as PR, so if I didn't get it, there are a few things I would purchase, which I'll let you guys know, but I will do a review on it since I do have it. I'm planning on doing like a full drugstore review within the next week or two. I have so many videos planned for April, so stay tuned for that one, but there are 2 face palettes for $14 each, and then each palette comes with 4 eyeshadows, a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. I haven't actually swatched them yet, but when I picked the palette up, it felt like a heavy high-end palette. It didn't feel like e.l.f.'s like normal cheap plastic packaging when it comes to their eyeshadow quads. It felt really nice. So I'm curious to see what the formula is like. There are 3 lip duos for $8 each. They're like 2-in-1 lipstick and lip liner duos. And then there's a hair and brow pomade, which probably makes the most sense to me because it is a collab with Jen Atkin. It's $6. It's meant to groom your brows and tame your flyaways on the go. The hydrating facial mist is $8, and then there are 2 pencil eyeliners for $5 each. So overall, I think the collection is like a nice neutral collection if that's what you typically wear. And the products seem nice. I mean, just like initially looking at the release photos, I haven't tried anything. So I'm going to try them all out, and I'll let you guys know which ones are worth trying, which ones are worth skipping over. If they didn't send me the collection in the mail as PR, I would have picked up one of the palettes, and then I also would have picked up the what is it called? The Brow and Flyaway Tamer. I just feel like that sounds kind of interesting and like something that could be really practical, and then maybe a lip duo. But what do you guys think about this collection? I feel like we're going to see a lot from e.l.f. this year. They seem to be collabing with some bigger brands, some well-known names. So I am curious to see what else they have in store. So NYX did a Tetris collab, and the only reason why this caught my eye is because I love Tetris. This is a very random fact about me, but I am so good at Tetris. And I don't say that lightly. I spent hours playing it in high school. Whenever I would talk to like my friends on the phone, I was playing Tetris, like while we were on the phone. So I am ridiculously good at it. It's a very random talent. It's a pretty useless talent, but I feel like I could beat anyone that I play in Tetris. It's so funny because my husband Brady says Tetris gives him anxiety, but it's like the exact opposite for me. When I play Tetris, I just like zone out and I just don't think about anything else. So I love it. And now I kind of want to break out my Switch and play it again. But this is such a random collab. I never really thought I'd see like a Tetris makeup collab. I don't like this palette at all. It is huge. It is so big. And I feel like the other products in the collab are kind of fun, like the eyeliners, the lip glosses. You know, the colorful products make sense, but the eyeshadow palette itself is just so, so big. If you guys want to check it out, you can get the eyeshadow palette for $45. It comes with 80 shades. And then you can get the lip kits for $8 each, the eyeliner kit for $30, which I do like. And I just love Tetris so, so much. As much as I love it, I won't be buying these products, but it did kind of remind me of all of those hours that I spent playing Tetris when I was younger. And even as an adult, like last year in 2020, when we were like in our house just playing like Animal Crossing and the Switch and doing everything we could, Tetris was one of my go-to games. So I haven't played it in a while, but now I feel like I want to. Okay, I think that is everything I want to talk about in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have a ton of videos coming your way during the month of April. I will be doing my Sephora VIB sale recommendations, just a few products I've been loving. I'll do a haul once I place my order. I have a few more declutter videos, so I'll be wrapping up my declutter series. I have reviews on high-end products and drugstore products, and just a bunch of things coming your way. I did film a couple of videos, and then I have a bunch more I'm planning on filming. So if you aren't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for those videos. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.